If you're looking to make a sign like this, then stay tuned. I got these wood rounds from TEMU. They're not the best quality in thickness or durability, but they do pretty good. So I'm gonna use my white Waverly chalk paint. And I'm just using a mini chip brush to paint the entire top of the surface. And this is my little crafting buddy. She likes to crawl underneath my table. And then while our paint is drying, we're gonna get our stencil ready. So click on Canvas, and then click on Shapes. And then once that menu pops up, we're going to click Circle. That's the project we're working on. And then we're gonna click on Edit to change the size of the circle. And then we're going to change this to a guide, so click on Edit. And then click on that basic cut menu. And then we're going to click on that drop down menu. And then we're going to click on Guide. And then click Apply. Click on Upload to get our image. Browse Files. And this is the one that we're going to do. And then it'll ask you to add a name for that image, and then click Save. And then go to Actions. And we're going to ungroup the image. So click on Ungroup there. And Layers. And that will bring up the Layers panel. I want to exclude this layer, so click on the eye. And then click on Actions and group our image. I want to be able to move my image around, so I'm going to unlock it. That gives me the freedom to move it around to any size that I want. And then once you have it where you want it, we're ready to click Make It. And now that our image is cut, then you're just going to want to go through and weed out all the areas that you don't want. And then once you have it all weeded, it's time to use a transfer tape, which I use a clear, translucent contact paper, and you just cut it out the same size as your image. And then to add the transfer tape, I like to kind of just fold it in the middle and then press it out on the sides. Alright, so now that we have our transfer tape on there and we've got our image where we want it, I add a piece of painter's tape down the center just to hold it in place so it doesn't shift around on me. And then once you got that side done, you want to get that down real good. Peel off the painter's tape and then start on the other side. And then once you have that down real good, we're just going to peel off that transfer tape. Be careful peeling it off so you don't rip any of the vinyl. And then we're going to use our matte Mod Podge to add a coat just on our stencil area, just to fill in the lines of the stencil where it cut. That way we don't get any bleeding marks when we go to paint. And add some painter's tape around the edges to make like a barrier for whenever you put your paint on there too. And once your Mod Podge is dry, you can go ahead and put the black, I use the black Waverly chalk paint and ink. So you go ahead and start brushing that on once your Mod Podge is completely dry. Once your paint is completely dry, you can go ahead and move the tape and your stencil. Be careful pulling it up so you don't rip anything. And then I had a little spot here at the top where my paint got in it, so I'm just going to go in with my white paint and fix that up. And once that's all dry, we're going to add a coat of Mod Podge all over the top of it. And I like to avoid the area at the top where we're going to put the hangers, because I like to put a bow there, and the hot glue won't stick to the Mod Podge. While that dries, we can get our bow ready. So I've cut this piece of ribbon here. I'm going to cut it at 10 inches for our tail. And for the rest of the ribbon, I'm going to make a loop here, and then I'll bring the other side around to overlap that. And then this is a one-sided ribbon, so I'm going to have to twist it in the middle and then lay the rest of the ribbon out flat. And then I'm going to make a little loop there at the end of my fingers and bring that down. And then I twist it in the middle again and then flatten the ribbon out. And then I'm going to bring that side up and loop it over. And then once I get to the middle, I'm going to have to twist the ribbon again and flatten it out. And I'm going to make another loop. Bring that over to where my fingers are. Twist it. And then flatten the ribbon out. And we're going to keep repeating this until we get to the end of our ribbon. Once we get to the end of the ribbon, we're going to place it between our fingers. Grab your chenille stem and wrap it around the middle. You need it tight so it doesn't get unraveled. And then once you have that tied, we're going to take our tail piece and place it right in the middle of our chenille stem that's open. And we're going to place it in the middle and then close that up. And I like to cut the dovetails into the ends, so I just fold them in half and then make a little cut at the end. Then you just start pulling out the loops and fluffing them up. And then once you have the bow how you like it, I added some hot glue to the back of it, and then I'm just going to attach it to my sign.